Well, joining me now to share his thoughts on the security situation in the country is security analyst Bala Abdullahi. Thank you very much for joining us at this point. Looking at the situation all over the world, of course, the president has referred to this as a madness. What do you think we are not doing right? This has happened, has gone on for too long. Bala Abdullahi, if you can hear me, I asked a question about what we are not doing right, because this incessant attacks and killings have gone on for quite a long time now. What are we not doing right as a nation?
Well, actually, everything is not in place. It's not in order. One thing that we should understand is that we should understand that they have a peculiar modus operandi. Their behaviors, their characteristics, their futures, their attributes are in line with that. The way they operate, the way they kill and maim people in the broad daylight or in the night or any time in the day, depending upon their behavior and the attitude. What is happening is that you tend to understand that in the fasting period, the number of attacks in kidnapping issue is more pronounced than the earlier time was before the Ramadan. So what they are saying here is this: these people believed what they are doing is jihad, and the only way to increase their rewards is to increase the number of attacks, the number of issues they are raising during the month of Ramadan. But the one thing that is clear for the government is to identify, first and foremost, is to identify their behavior, their futures, their attribute. We call that as enemy's behavior. When you understand, when you find out how he behaves, how he attacks, how he interacts, how he intermingles, that determines a good number of issues that will be addressed. And again, we have what we call a CCC, that's a Central Communication and Command, which are not in order. They are not working in synergy. This should be put in place by all the security agencies. This is a situation whereby if you find a truce being manned by an army officer who also happens to be an army officer who happens to be in the midst of Air Force or Navy, they may not likely to take commands from him. And when such is happened, we have a lot of issues. We have issues of collateral damage. We have issues of disobeying laws and order. We have issues of rules of engagement. So what is happening here is this: when such is put in place and strictly adhered to, there should be a little bit issue of mitigation measures put in place. And the only thing that the government should need to be taken into consideration is for the government now to strictly study these forest areas, these bushes, these forests, because like I am telling you, this forest is linked to up to Sambisa. And this issue of banditry activities that is happening in Northwest, that's nothing about it. It's just an emancipation of Boko Haram with a different tactics, with a different methodology and approach.
So you're asking the government to study the surrounding environment leading up to Sambisa Forest. But my question is, since we know this has been happening for a long time, why have we not thought about that?
Well, we are not ready. We are not ready to address the whole issue. If we are ready, believe you me, the kind of soldiers that are trained, if there is commitment and patriotism, there is monitoring and evaluation of what goes in and what comes out in terms of weaponry, in terms of purchase of arms and ammunition, certainly things would have been better. And the government, state governors should be given all it takes for them to man the affairs of their states. They are chief security officers of their states, but that is on paper. But in the practical aspect, in the operational basis, that has never been an operation. That has never been in place. So if the federal government can give orders to state governors to do and undo in terms of these issues, and they should be given all the logistic parts of the requirement they should require. The police should be empowered, should be monitored, checked, to be checkmated by whatsoever. Those security agencies like DSS should also be retrained, monitored, evaluated to address this issue. We have issue of asymmetric warfare. This is the standard that all world is on it. You don't face your enemy. Identify the enemy, then strike before he strikes. And you don't sit down at home trying to be planning this, planning that. All what we are saying, the government has all what it takes for them to address this issue, except like what we have been saying, that some other government officials are behind these issues. Like I said earlier in this forum also, that we have what we call complete entrepreneurs. And these complete entrepreneurs cut across every segment of public endeavors. Unless and until these people are fished out, we have committed members, we have committed individuals, we have committed security agencies, we have committed community vigilance, we have committed surveillance system in place. Things will be worse than this. Believe you me.
All right, security analyst Bala Abdullahi, thank you so much for talking to us.